What is up, Cornhole Nation? We are getting fired up for ACL National number 2. We're going to talk about some players and some teams to watch for at that national, as well as chat with ACL Pro Doug Zaft. He's going to talk about his recent success in the West Conference, as well as hype up the rest of the season. This is the ACL Throwdown. This week's ACL Throwdown is brought to you by Johnsonville. Whether you're playing cornhole or football, game day is more delicious with Johnsonville sausage. Yes, ACL Pro Doug Zaft going to be calling into the show today, calling in all the way from Arizona to talk about not only his success recently at the ACL kickoff battle in pro doubles, really giving Arizona a good representation down there, but also to talk about his success in the West Conference, recently coming off a third place finish at that ACL West Conference event in California. So he is throwing well recently. But first, my hashtag Trey's Takes. You saw my preview article for the ACL National number 2. That is the ACL Cornhole Mania, going to be happening next week. If you want to read that preview article, go to iPlayACL.com, scroll down to the bottom, and you can check it out there. To dive a little bit deeper into some preview of this national, let's look division by division. First, we have our advanced singles division, something that everybody strives to do well as an individual player, and there are a few people that I want to highlight. There's no secret that Dalton McClem has been on a tear recently, winning not only advanced doubles with ACL Pro Kyle Malone in Florida, but also winning advanced singles. He comes into this tournament as the hottest player in the country. So obviously I'm going to highlight him. But some other names you want to pay attention to. ACL Pro Jay Dotson. He's the guy that was my pick to win coming up here in St. Louis. I really think he plays the mental game super well. Had a great finish in Florida. The only person to beat him was Dalton McClem. So eventually you got to think Jay is able to get the better of Dalton there, but who knows? Dalton is throwing so well. You can't also count out guys like Ryan Windsor, winner of an ACL National last season, and of course Matt Guy had a poor finish by his standards at the kickoff battle. I know he's been working on his throw recently, so it'll be interesting to see how he performs in St. Louis, if he can turn it back on and get to the top and earn that singles title in Florida. Let's jump into advanced doubles. And really, the team you got to look out for here is McClem and Malone. I mean, the guys have won 22 straight games at the national level. Playing against the best talent in the country, 22 straight games. Ridiculous. So you got to watch out for them. Another team that I like recently, or two teams that I like recently, I like Lucas Jr. and Dingus. Michael Lucas Jr., Michael Dingus from Virginia. They've been throwing well together, both pro doubles and advanced doubles. They had good finishes. And Michael Lucas Jr. winning the Atlantic Conference event, one of the toughest tournaments I've seen year to date. Winning that in singles shows me he's throwing well as well. So watch out for them. And then Timothy Grew and Charles Prue out of the Northeast. They threw really well in advanced doubles, not so well in pro doubles in Florida. So I'm seeing if they can continue that streak. They're still playing that underdog card and still relatively unknown across the country. So I look for them to still turn some heads. Let's fast forward to our pro doubles. Of course, you got to look out for ACL Pro team Jordan Kamba and Derek King, a pair of players that won the ACL kickoff battle. So you know that they have what it takes to win. But then also I look at people like Leston Allen and Timothy Pitcher, who have time after time come up one game short from making their television debut. I think they put it together and have a really strong finish here in pro doubles. Then let's look at our last division I'll cover, and that is women's doubles. I talk about in my article that I will not make the same mistake twice. Christine Papke telling me she used me not picking them as a team to win to motivate her and Stacia to take home the title in Florida. Sorry, Christine, I'm not giving you the motivation this time. You're going to have to earn it yourself and self-motivate this time. But another team I want everybody to look out for in women's doubles, Courtney Coy and Crystal Mann. Crystal Mann taking some time off from Cornhole. She did play at the 2018 ACL Championships. She's continuing to get back into it a little bit, and playing with Courtney Coy, that is going to be a tough team to beat. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see those two teams in the finals in St. Louis. That's all the time I got for my hashtag Trey's Takes this week. Let's sit down with ACL Pro Doug Zaft. We'll talk about how excited he is for St. Louis and, of course, for the rest of the year. ACL Pro Doug Zaft on the show this week. A big representative of that West Conference, calling in from Arizona. Doug, thank you for taking some time to chat with me a little bit this year. And really, this season has been a big one for you. I want to jump right in talking about how, you know, these past few seasons, I've had a chance to see you travel to these ACL Nationals, but really, it's been this season where you've really come out of your shell. You're throwing super well, having some good finishes. Tell me, what is different this season that's brought you so much success?
Hey, Trey, thanks for having me on. Really appreciate it. Really, the biggest difference between last year and years past and this year is my partner. I'm just playing a lot more consistently with my pro partner, Bill Hadley. He's just been great. He's a real consistent player. And, you know, we've kind of formed our pro team this year, so we haven't played as much together in the past. So we've kind of, you know, been through that learning cycle with the regionals and conference tournaments here, and, you know, are excited to carry it forward through the rest of the nationals.
Absolutely. And like you said, I mean, you said it yourself, that partner, really that partnership, that relationship that you guys had, you could really see how that all came together in Florida. I mean, it was your biggest run yet at a national, and in ACL Pro doubles as well. You guys had a really good finish there. Were you guys happy with that performance?
We were really happy, and I appreciate that. You know, between pro doubles, open doubles, and singles, we finished top fourth, you know, across those three events. So I know personally I was happy with just the consistency of the results. To be kind of high finishers across all three was definitely a goal. And yeah, I know there's so many good players lurking if you look at the list. So definitely want to try to maintain where we're at, maybe scoot up a little bit more. But we were really pleased with how we played. We thought we threw well. We played consistent. Just try to stick to our game. So.
Absolutely. That's always the best strategy. Stick to your game. You know, we look forward here. I know we got this big national in St. Louis coming up. I know you're excited for that. But then I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to look even a little bit further. You know, I know you have that national, that third national of the year at the Harrah's in Arizona circled on your calendar. It's right in your backyard. Are you excited to have a national in your backyard, or is there any added pressure, or are you just really just pumped up?
Oh, man, how cool is that? Actually, Todd Kosicki, our director here and also, you know, ACL national director, he reached out to me and said, hey, Doug, you know, what do you think about changing one of our conference meets to a national meet? And I thought about it. I was like, well, man, you know, all the great players will be out here. But I was like, that's the best thing for Phoenix. You know, bring ESPN out here, showcase Phoenix. We should have a stronger representation from not only Arizona, but Nevada, California, some of our, you know, other states in the conference. So I'm excited for it. It's a great venue for everyone listening. It's, you know, pretty much a brand new casino, hotel, lots to do before and after the tournament. So it's just going to be great.
You know cornhole players too well, Mr. Zav. You know them too well. So when we really look forward to the rest of the season, obviously those two nationals I alluded to, we got that big national at Mohegan Sun at the end of the year, and of course the ACL championships. What is Doug Zaft looking to accomplish the rest of this year?
You know, I alluded to the consistency of finishes. So like I said, I know there's so many great players still behind us, at least after the first nationals, but there's 3 more to go. So, we want to keep consistently finishing in that top fourth, and ultimately, I'd say the stretch goal is a TV appearance. So that means a Final Four. A Final Four in Phoenix, that would be great.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's the ultimate goal for a lot of people. And a little added bonus here. I recently learned that you were an Olympic trials swimmer. So that was a cool tidbit of information that I got. So I got to ask the question. I had Stacia Pugh on a few weeks ago, and she talked about any connections between chess and cornhole. I know they're so different, but are there any connections that you make in between the competitive swimming that you used to do and the competitive cornhole that you do now?
Yeah, I think there are. Obviously, the training's completely different. Swimming is so physical, where cornhole is just, it's a game, it's strategy and consistency. But a big aspect of any game, whether it's golf, cornhole, pool, or whatever, is just the mental aspect and that competitive mental side, and not getting psyched out by your opponent, and actually looking forward to playing the bigger and best opponents and stepping right up and facing them on. So I kind of carry some of that with me.
It's you get to satisfy that competitive edge without having to swim a mile. So I bet you're a little bit excited for that. Maybe a little bit bummed you still can't compete that
Yeah.
much. There's definitely gets that competitive juices flowing for sure.
Yep.
Well, Doug, thank you so much for taking time out of your week, sitting down, talking some cornhole. Good luck in St. Louis, and of course, good luck at that national in May, defending your home turf, and of course, through all the way to the ACL championships.
Thanks a lot, Trey. We'll see you in St. Louis.
Yes, ACL pro Doug Zaft has been enjoying his success recently, not only in Florida, but in the West as well. A great chat with Doug Zaft. If you want to get in a last-minute registration, there are still very few spots available. You can go to app.iplayacl.com to register for the ACL Cornhole Mania, the second ACL National of the season. So time is running out, spaces are running out. You want to jump in, you want to get registered. So go there and register today before it completely sells out. Until next time, this is Trey Ryder with the American Cornhole League. We'll see you next week on the ACL Throwdown.